Hello, Internet! Look at all this plastic, it's great, right? Picture this, you've made a game that you want to share with the masses, but how do you do that? Well, you've got to put it on some concrete matter. And unfortunately, bread won't do the trick. Now, the earliest game machines could only play one game, but when home consoles arrived, it was time for a change. And so, we got the video game cartridge, introduced with the Fairchild Channel F and popularized with the Atari 2600. Now consoles could have a potentially unlimited variety of games. Sports games, shooting games, bad games, okay, maybe there was a bit too much variety. You see, Atari didn't have full control over who made cartridges for their system, and while this allowed for some really fun and creative games, it also resulted in a lot of shovelware that eventually contributed to the market crash in 1983. But leave it to Nintendo to save the day. The Nintendo Entertainment System had a lockout chip that made it so only games with the official Nintendo seal of quality could be played, although there were still a few lesser titles. There was also the possibility of this, and to fix it the cartridge would have to go from a game to a really bad flute. Combine that with how limited the cartridges were in terms of memory, and it was clear that an upgrade was necessary. Enter the Famicom Disk System. Now there were personal computers that used floppy disks a while before the Famicom, but that's a whole other can of worms. Like, there were early PC games on cassette tapes. You know, those things you listen to music or watch movies on? Wait, where was I? Oh, right, so the disk system used proprietary floppy disks that could hold much more data, higher quality audio samples, and save files, which was a first for console games. Back in the day, you could even take your disks to a writer kiosk and put new games on them. But eventually, standard cartridges were able to catch up with them in terms of specs, becoming the standard once again. After that, there was the PC Engine, which used these little cards. But then in the 90s, Sega decided to give us this. Oh, I love circles! That's right, games were now on circular discs, specifically CDs. Now they were capable of super high quality audio and not quality video, and the new standard was set for games. Of course, Nintendo's never been one for standards. Yeah, with the Nintendo 64, they decided to stick with cartridges. Sure, they had faster load times and could save without a memory card, but they couldn't hold anywhere near as much data as a disc. Because of this, most third-party developers skipped out on the system, and Iggy's Wreckin' Balls wasn't doing much to help. They tried to win over the floppy disk fandom with the 64DD, but did they? Nintendo has been able to pull through by doing their own thing on occasion, but with this, they just had to catch up with the competition. They did so kicking and screaming. For the GameCube, Nintendo ended up using their own little mini-discs that did hold a little more data, but not enough to really stand toe-in-toe with the other systems of the time. Like the PS2 and Xbox double as DVD players. The GameCube? I don't know, maybe a lunchbox? Regardless, Nintendo did eventually make it to standard discs, before relapsing. Like, come on, these don't even taste good. Not that it really matters anyway. Nowadays, the majority of games don't even get physical releases, they're exclusive to digital stores. That's not good. Physical media is important for multiple reasons. Without it, you don't actually own what you pay for, and there's an increased possibility of things disappearing forever. I won't stand for this. Concrete matter is at risk, and I'm going to do something about it. Welcome to the Matter Mart, where we specialize in all things physical. The usual. One copy of The Wizard to go. Business is booming.